everyone, it's Gina from Orchid and Opal.com, and I'm back today with the Beads of the Month Club for July 2021, the one that I received anyway. I'm on their rotating club, that's the double. They also have a single size, which consists of the same number of containers, just about half the amount of beads. So you have lots of different options as far as subscriptions go with Beads of the Month Club, and I will leave the link to their website right down below the video so you can check out all of those options for yourself and see if one of them or more is right for you. I also have a coupon code, it's Opal10, and that will save you 10% off the first month of your first club if you decide to give them a try. And not only do they offer multiple types of bead clubs, but you can also rotate through all of the ones that they offer. It's a great way to try them out, especially if you like working with a lot of different materials, or maybe just want to check out each of the clubs for yourself and get a feel for it. And you're welcome to check out my playlist with many past unboxings of the rotating clubs so you can check out all the different types of clubs that they have through those videos. But this month we have the double fire polish Beads of the Month Club in front of us, and the theme is called Hidden Forest. So I'm thinking we're going to see some earth tones. I just kind of quickly took this out of the outer packaging, but have not taken a good look at these beads at all. I'm going to wait to do that with you. I also have their Findings Companion Pack, which is an add-on to your subscription. If you are signed up for a beads club, you have the choice of also signing up for their Findings Companion Pack, which is full of high quality and very unique findings to go along with your beads. And the tone of metal changes every month. As you can see from the packaging, this one contains bright silver finished findings. So we'll take a look at that after the beads. First, let's go ahead and take a look at our package here. We should have 8 different containers of beads, all check fire polish, beautiful high quality glass beads, and the shapes and sizes will be different every time you get the fire polish club, so it's always a fun surprise to see which ones show up and also what the theme is. We get a cohesive theme. So flipping this over, and I'm seeing some gorgeous golds and rich greens this month. So I'm going to get organized. We'll take out these containers and examine the beads close up one at a time. All right, so first up we have this container, which is holding some jet brown iris rondelles. These are the 6x9mm size, and there's 12 pieces inside. So here are a few of those rondelles up close. There are definitely more than 12 pieces in here, so that may be for the single version of the club. If you sign up for that one, you get half the amount of beads. You can see these have some slight faceting around the edges. They have that rondelle shape where they are not quite a sphere. They're a little bit compressed, more oval. Next, we have the transparent light smoke topaz ovals, 4mm, and I'm thinking there's actually 80 pieces. I think we'll just double all the quantities that the paper says, but it's a lot. You can see this container is jam-packed with these crystal faceted ovals as well. Here are some in my hand, very glossy and smooth. You can see that oval shape with the hole that runs through the length of the bead. So another interesting shape, and a neutral too also coordinates with our color palette this month. Next up are the brown marble on crystal rounds. Ton of these. So these are 4mm fire polish rounds, very classic shape for bead weaving and many other types of beading projects, and you get so many of these. I'm guessing it's 160 pieces, in which case that would be the equivalent of over 3 strands of these. And they are stunning. I'm really thrilled to have so many of these in this color. Sometimes you just need several strands worth or this quantity to complete a project, depending on what you're doing, especially in terms of like a Russian spiral or something like that. This color combination is gorgeous. Overall, we have an antique gold feel, and the glass is not quite coated with that golden color. It's more like sprinkled with that color, some parts being a little bit more concentrated than others. You get some light passing through there, and also a glossy, very lustrous finish. Our next selection is the Jet Brown Iris Diamonds. These are 9mm, so our largest beads in this month's selection. I believe there's 40 pieces inside. Another container that is packed full. So these remind me of the finish on those first beads, the rondelles. They are the same name. So you can see they have that antique bronzy, yet not fully bronze coating on them. In some parts, they change their hue just a little bit, which is giving them a vintage sort of a feel. Really interesting beads. So sort of like a large bicone in the shape. And then getting back to more fire polish, this is our next container. These are the Polychrome Sage and Citrus rounds. That just sounds delightful anyway, just the name. And these are 3mm, so our smallest beads of the bunch. What a gorgeous, rich, deep green that is. Here's a little handful. You can see that polychrome where it kind of seems to be this rich green metallic that has the appearance that it's sprayed over the top of maybe a jet black, which really deepens that color. That slightly speckled effect makes these not as reflective, but you still get some of that metallic reflectiveness. Next up are some more fire polish rounds, and these are in Gold Shine Dark Olive, and looks like there's about 60 pieces inside. So these have that similar kind of feel that the polychrome beads had, except that the color is maybe a little bit more saturated. And here is a handful, another stunning shade of green to go with this selection of our Hidden Forest theme with the other browns and bronzy tones. This green still being very deep and olive-like in tone, but slightly brighter than the last selection. And our 7th container contains some transparent dark Christmas green discs in the 8mm size, about 40 pieces inside. So yet another shape, and in this jewel toned sparkly green. Here's a look at these glossy beads, that faceting on the outside, similar to a rondelle, but these are definitely more of a disc shape where the whole area has a much straighter cut as opposed to tapering off in a more rounded way. These beads are letting a little bit of the light pass through, and being 8mm, they are a pretty hardy size. I'd say they are about the 2nd largest beads in this selection this month, and they almost look like pieces of candy. Our 8th and final container is holding the jet red / green luster hill beads in the 6mm size. Another fun and different shape of these fire polish beads. You can see why they are called hill beads. They have a flat bottom and then they kind of mound up and have a rounded top on the other side. The hole runs right through the center of these beads, and they also have that kind of smooth and glossy but faceted fire polish feel that the round beads have. So they're kind of like a round fire polish bead, except that they have been cut off at one end. And here we have another overall very bronzy, deep metallic shade to complement our color palette. So I think once again, they've done a stunning job putting this palette together. Lots of really rich, deep, earthy tones. Also some greens to brighten that up a little bit. And you get so many beads to work with. These containers I reuse. I love getting more of those each month. Not to mention full of gorgeous beads like this. All very high quality check glass. And not only a very cohesive color palette, but they've also thought through which types of beads to send, different sizes, different shapes. Great way to build up your stash over time. And if you're somebody who knows that you just want fire polish beads every month, you can just sign up for the fire polish Again, I'm getting the double rotating, so I rotate through all their clubs, but that's why I suggest you check out their site, look at all the different options, see which ones are right for you, because Beads of the Month is also great for those who know what they want. If you just want to sign up for this, or just want to sign up for seed beads or delicas, those options are available. And if you want smaller size clubs, they have the single size where you'd get approximately half the amount of beads. Now, if you use that coupon code OPAL10, that will alert them that you are one of my viewers. They will try to put you on the same rotation, but it doesn't always work out that way. You may get a different color scheme as well. They will likely have several going at once, and it just depends on the availability, what they have. But this gives you a really good idea of the types of things that you can expect. In addition to the beads and the findings companion pack we'll take a look at in just a second, they also send you the link on your invoice every month for 3 different downloadable and printable patterns that you can use along with your beads. And a lot of times they include some very unique multi-hold shapes, which can be very helpful to help build up your library of beading patterns over time, especially with some more challenging materials if you have some of those on hand. And now that we've taken a look at these beautiful beads, let's pull over our bright silver findings companion pack assortment, and we will take a closer look at all the items that are included. You can see already we have some interesting things to look at. All right, so I don't normally get as excited about findings, but there's something about these companion packs and what they include every month. They're just full of very high quality, well-made, well-crafted, and unique findings and accessories to go along with your beads. So for example, this isn't your typical Rolo chain or oval steel chain. We have 1.5 millimeter knit wire right here. There's 2 feet of that, and it is so lightweight and delicate, gives you a beautiful option for using as chain. Can you imagine a beaded pendant hanging off of this? How unique and delicate that would be, and really step up your beading game. So that is item number 1. To go along with that, I love this. They've included some 2 millimeter cord ends, so you can use those along with that very unique length of knit wire to finish off the ends of that. And I think I'm going to have to get some more of that in other colors because that is right up my alley. But they've included 8 of these cord ends, so enough to make potentially several projects with that. Another item that I love, these are 2 Intermix 3-ring bars, and they're another item that really speaks to me. I love the geometric but also kind of organic shape of those 3 rings. You can use things like this in so many ways to connect various forms of beadwork and other findings. Some areas of these rings have a little bit of texture, so all those details coming together to make what could be a really simplistic piece have that handcrafted special touch. They have also included the Intermix 3-ring link to go along with that. So this is another item that could be used in a multitude of different ways. And look, it almost looks like it could be half of a flower. Like you could take wire if you're really good with wire or beadwork and kind of complete this, and you have maybe one open end and then the other side finished in beadwork. That just came to me on the spot, which is an example of why I really like seeing what unique findings they've sent, because they can really inspire you to think outside the box. So again, we have those interesting textural elements, the simplicity, but also the organically shaped links. In addition to that, we have these beautiful hammered hook and eye clasps. So you have the hooks that link right in there. You can see they are shiny, but also have that texture which goes along with some of those connectors. They are exactly the same on both sides and also have that very smooth, high quality handcrafted feel. They've also included some earring findings, and how elegant are these with the textured ball bead on the section right over the link. We also have that angular shape, which adds to the elegance of these earrings. And never mind that jump ring that snuck in my hand. That is the last item in this companion pack. We got also 12 of those jump rings. And they've also included the stoppers to add to the back of these ear wires. Here are those jump rings. These are 5.5mm silver plated. The jump rings are 19 gauge and the ear wires are 18 gauge. And while it says there's one pair of ear wires, we actually have two pairs because there's 4 of these ear wires included. So another example of a great findings companion pack that doesn't necessarily have to go with the particular beads you received that month, but things that you could hang on to use for future subscription packages or beads you already have in your stash. And they have you covered as far as different types of things so that you can make not only earrings, but perhaps necklaces, bracelets. They've included the clasp, they've included some of the stringing material here, and even thinking of the special cord ends to finish that off, all in the cohesive bright silver assortment. So that is everything for this month's rotating Beads of the Month Club that I received and the Findings Companion Pack. I hope you enjoyed taking a close-up look at this subscription option, and check down below for the link to their club so you can see all the different options there are. And if you want to give them a try, you can use that coupon code OPAL10 to save 10% off the first month of the first club that you decide to try out. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your experience has been with Beads of the Month Club if you are a subscriber, or what you think of this month's color palette, or anything else you'd like to say. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I'm so glad you're here, and I'd love to have you back. So definitely hit that subscribe button down below as well, and that way you'll be notified when I am posting new content. I'll be back in about a week or so with 2 more Beads of the Month clubs, the single versions of the Hot and Trendy and the 2-hole Beads of the Month clubs. So be sure to check those out and see how those compare. In the meantime, I'll see you again real soon. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.